We've been doing the whole gate guarding thing for about a month now between our first job and this one, which we are currently loving, but we're not quite sure that we are official. I think they are lost in the mail. We explain why in this week's episode, along with one of the most popular questions all full-time RVers are asked at one point or another: how do we get our mail?
It gets complicated.
And then for the first time in what seems like forever, we finally get to leave the RV on a fun adventure. That is, it was fun until we got lost.
No trespassing. Google!
And Trinity decided to let us know what she thought of Joseph's driving.
There's vomit on your phone.
Good morning, friends. Just a quick update. This work camping gig is so perfect. I'm having so much time to work on Kalyn's videos, to edit the open roading videos, and absolutely no one has come through this spot. Except for an owl and a couple coyotes.
Is he looking at us?
Yep.
Is that the big one?
This right here is actually how I know about the coyotes and the owl. The owl landed on top of this one. These are fancy dancy motion sensor detector thingamabobbers. We actually bought those for our last gig, and Kalyn told you all about them. And then I cut it for time. Where are you going, Trinity? And although we've been gate guarding for almost a month now, there still actually is a little bit of a question as to whether or not we're official.
That's because we have not yet received our security cards. And I think they are lost in the mail.
Calm down, everyone. No one's canceling any mail.
Oh, yes, I am.
We applied for our cards when we were boondocking outside Dallas, Texas, and so we told them the address to send them to was a post office in Decatur. Well, then we got an actual gate guarding gig, which was south of San Antonio. So we forwarded it down to Floresville, Texas, in hopes that it would come while we were at that gig. Well, if you watched that video, you know that our gate guarding gig ended pretty abruptly, and after 12 days, it still hadn't come in the mail. So we had to move on, and we weren't sure exactly where we were going to be, because where we ended up going, we weren't going to be there permanently. And then we were hoping that we would get another gig elsewhere, and it was just a mess. So we decided to put in forwarding to my parents' address in New York and figure it could get sent there, and then she would be able to probably send it to wherever we were at that point. But I don't know if those forwarding requests are actually going to work. It's kind of a mess. How we get our mail is actually one of the most popular questions asked of full-time RVers, because it's kind of hard to track us down. But there's quite a few ways that we can actually receive mail. We have a lot of different options set up depending on all sorts of mail packaging scenarios. So throughout this video, we are going to explain how we get our mail.
Normally I'd be going to bed right now, but we are instead taking full advantage of the one thing we can do at this gate that we could not do at the last gate, and that is we can both leave the RV at the same time. So we're going on an adventure.
But we need these PB pretzels first.
Trin, come here. Come here.
We got too much stuff.
We should name a video Too Much Stuff.
Nice callback. We have 3, not just 1, 3 national parks within the quote-unquote vicinity. It's still a bit of a drive, but we're gonna go visit one of them today.
Unfortunately, this is not crossing one off of our bucket list, because technically we've already been to this one once before. But we literally only did one thing at this national park last time we were here, so now we're gonna do something new.
Now she's sitting on it. See, it's not that bad.
The one thing I am not looking forward to is this road.
This is why we're not going to town more than once a week, because it gives me anxiety.
This is also why no one is coming and stealing the stuff in the middle of the night, because nobody wants to drive this road.
It's a huge commitment.
And this is the smooth part.
Another thing that we experienced at this spot that we didn't know was a thing are earthquakes.
The shaking.
What shaking?
Yesterday, we had 4 earthquakes ranging from 3.1 to 4.1, and I felt all of them. Joseph was sleeping through 2 of them. The RV started bouncing a little bit, going side to side. I think it's a fracking scenario.
these roads make the dirt roads I grew up on seem like paved roads. I'm not joking.
Freedom! The main road.
It wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't 6 miles long. It took us about a half an hour to get those 6 miles.
Now I can start talking to you about mail. Like I mentioned before when I said where we finally sent, or hope we sent, our security cards is to my mom's house. That's like the first line of defense, the first address that we use on most everything, because she can easily call me and let me know what mail we have, and if I need to see it, she can scan it and send it digitally to me. And then if we actually need the mail physically, like we will need our cards physically, then she can send it to the closest post office to us via general delivery. But we'll explain a little bit later on in this video, when we actually go into town to pick up some packages, how general delivery works. This is starting to look a little sketchy.
A little sus.
Warning, no employees or contractors beyond this point. I don't think we're supposed to go this way. But my parents' address is not our official address. So we still maintain residency in Florida because there's no income tax, and my business is incorporated in Florida, so we have to have a Florida address. We use a traveling mailbox. It's a service that costs $20 a month, and they kind of do the same thing that my mom does, but in Florida. So we have an address there where official documents like tax things can be sent, and then they scan it and send it digitally to me. And then if I do need them to forward it on to my location, again, I can use general delivery and have it delivered to the closest post office. That says private road,
Yep.
no trespassing, very clearly.
Yep.
Google!
What Google did not know, apparently, is that these roads are private roads.
A few videos ago, we had problems with Google trying to take us a certain route that we explicitly said we do not want to go that way.
It's doing it again. This is what, the 5th time?
I think so.
Like, we literally...
No, thanks. So a lot of people in the comments said, like, this is why you need to get a GPS navigation system. We've been almost 5 years on the road without one, but I'm starting to rethink that. So this just happened.
This day just keeps getting better.
I think Trinity got car sick.
She full on vomited.
Okay, we gotta clean this up. These are full, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's use that to clean up. It's okay. Did your tummy hurt? This is a very desolate road. So we're gonna tie Trinity up so we can get the rest of this cleaned up. Oh.
Whoa, that was aggressive.
At least it'll smell better.
Yeah. Well, we know what Trinity thinks of my driving now.
She needs to clear her mouth.
This day has not gone as planned at all.
I don't know if we're ever going to get to where we're supposed to go. Do we still have time to do this, do you think?
We're gonna try.
Okay. There's vomit on your phone.
Nice.
Pieces. When we started this, we had an hour and a half. We've been on the road for an hour and a half.
50 minutes, yeah.
And we still have an hour and a half to go.
Well, that's an hour and a half if we go this way. We actually probably have a little bit more than an hour and a half.
There's the Guadalupes. There's a tip. That's the highest point in Texas. Whoop, is that mine? And we hiked there in 2021. 8 miles, pretty grueling, but so worth it. We're gonna do a dog-friendly hike for Trinity, and then we're gonna do kind of a medium, moderate hike. Ready to go for a walk? So the Pinery Trail is just a mile long, like gravelly, paved-ish trail, and that's the only trail apparently that dogs are allowed on in the national park.
This is Trinity's first experience with the national park, and she is taking in every smell possible.
Well, if this is the only path dogs are allowed,
Yeah.
then there's probably been
That's
hundreds
true.
and hundreds of other dogs in it.
There's only a tiny bit of stress going on because, as you know, we turned what we thought was going to be an hour and a half trip out here into a 4-hour trip. So it's 2 o'clock Central Time right now. We actually have to be back by 7, and the trip back is going to take us at least 2 hours, I believe. So we have to leave here no later than 5. And that gets us back at 7. Oh yeah, and I haven't slept yet today, so we're gonna have to figure out that situation.
All right, now to see if we can do the McKittrick Canyon Trail and still have enough time.
Supposedly, this is why they're a national park.
Oh, because there's 3 different zones: desert, something else, and mountain zone. I was listening.
Forest.
While we're hiking, I think it's a good time for an Alaska update. So we have some money from you guys that we're putting towards our Alaska fund. So thank you, Reb, Josh, James, Sherry, someone who wanted to remain anonymous. And then we also got a gift, a large gift from our family for Christmas that we're putting straight into the Alaska fund.
I'm not sure if these numbers are big or if we're just out of shape because we're both out of breath.
It's not even that high of an elevation gain either.
Oh my goodness.
So that totals out to $1,480, which brings us up to
$4,730, which is 32% of the goal.
I think a few weeks ago we were unsure we were going to make it.
We were struggling.
And I think we're a little bit more positive now.
And next video, we'll have at least one paycheck dropping in from this job. So yeah, we're super stoked. And we did not expect any of this, and we're so grateful for the generosity of y'all. Thank you so much.
It's time to wake up.
Morning.
It's afternoon.
Afternoon. My morning.
We have to go to town today, so while he's getting ready, I'll share a couple other ways we can get mail, and the rest when we go to town and actually pick up our mail. Sometimes you can get mail at campgrounds, but it really just depends on if they allow you to send mail there and also how long you're staying, because obviously if you're only staying for a week, it's kind of a very tiny window to receive mail in. When we were work camping at Mackinac Mill Creek over the summer, we were there for like 4 or 5 months. And so we actually opened a P.O. box. So that's an option if you're in an area for a while, because it wasn't that expensive. And again, we could send no matter what carrier to this post office box.
Notice anything different? Don't I look like so much younger? Yeah, Kalyn gave me a haircut yesterday.
It's not my best work.
Oh, I'm sure it's fine. We do this to save money, and since we are always on a time crunch when we go to town because we have to be back here by 7 o'clock, it just saves time to get the haircut done here. What is this garbage? Honestly, I shouldn't complain because other than it being cold at night, the weather has been generally amazing here. But looking at the app, it looks like we might be in for a bit of a change over the next few days.
Joseph has to pump up our leaky tire before we leave. We've had this really small pinhole leak for months.
If all goes according to plan, we'll be getting a full set in the next couple of months or so, and we'll have to pump this up every time we go somewhere. Hey Trin, I'm ready. You ready?
I am ready. You ready, Trinity? No more yakking.
So we have a little bit of drama today. The drama today is we're picking up like 5 different packages from Amazon, and all of them are delivered except for 2. And it says that they will arrive sometime before 9 today. We need them to arrive before 5:30 today.
Well, I guess that leads into one of the ways that we can receive packages from Amazon is to use an Amazon locker, which I was so shocked that out here in the middle of nowhere in a small podunk town, yes, there was an Amazon locker. So we have been taking advantage of it.
I just learned, I was gonna say the coolest game. It's not the coolest game. It's probably one of the stupidest games, but we're going for here on out, whenever I come to an Amazon locker, I'm going to be playing Amazon locker roulette.
Look at this. Okay, so I have to scan the code.
Yep, basically, before you do your package, you pick a locker and you get your head in front of it, and then you put in your code or you hit your Bluetooth, and you see if you get hit in the head.
Oh, I heard it, but it was up here.
So we didn't get hit in the head, so does that count as we won? the Amazon locker roulette, or are we lost?
There's the post office. If you have anything sent via the USPS, whether it's from a company sending a package or a friend or family member sending you a letter in the mail, you can actually have it sent via general delivery to any post office location that allows it. I usually check the website of that specific location just to make sure it's listed under one of their services. But all you have to do is put your name, then put general delivery underneath, and then put the address of the post office. You can go in, hand your license over, and pick up your package. I think we should have 3 or 4 packages to pick up here. We had quite a bit sent. Thank you.
Thank you. Is this Christmas stuff?
I think this is Chris's stuff from your brother, sister-in-law, and family. Let's see if they have names on them. Joseph. This one feels like washi tape though. Trinity, look what you got. You want that? You want to try it?
Gummy bears.
Ooh.
I had to make sure they weren't sugar-free.
Those are just yours, not ours?
That's just mine.
Virtually indestructible rubber toy.
That's a hefty box. There's way too much stuff here.
Oh, little boba tea notebook. Little bunny bookmark. I stole some of his gummy bears. So good.
So you may have noticed Kalyn just said if something's getting delivered via USPS, get it delivered general delivery. That's because if you're getting something delivered by FedEx or UPS, not all post offices in our experience will take packages from those carriers. If you want something delivered via FedEx, you have to get it shipped to a local Walgreens. If you want something delivered via UPS, you have to get it shipped to a local CVS or UPS store. It gets complicated.
Next up, laundromat. It's not a great laundromat either.
Hold on a second. This is my friend's machine.
And dumpsters. That is one thing I love about this town. They have dumpsters everywhere.
Which if you are an RVer who boondocks a lot and doesn't have access to dumpsters, you know what a gift free dumpsters are. You got that?
We've got 30 minutes. And
Let's go eat.
What you doing?
Oh, me? I'm going over this week's, well, not this week's, but like this week's in our real time video. But I did just get a notification that our Amazon package that we were waiting on got delivered. So we can go pick that up. Oh,
well,
it didn't even give us a chance.
Get a chance to do our...
Oof, the sun. It is starting to go down and we have 45 minutes to try to get all our grocery shopping done, to get through this list. Ugh, I can't even see the grocery store.
I know, the sun is blinding. Blinded by the light.
Hey, we didn't need that. Come on, we're on a time crunch. Make your choice.
Our truck is like, we got packages.
It's a
we got
mess
packages.
here.
We've got a dog.
We've got
packages. We got more packages. We got leftovers. Basically, instead of living in the RV, we feel like we live in the truck right now.
Daylight is fading fast, so I'm going to sneak in another financial update because $2,140 landed in our account. Our first paycheck from this gig. That is 11 days of 12-hour shifts. So not the 24/7 that we were doing before. We really are liking this job a lot. Hopefully we can keep it around. But we're going to take $1,000 of that and put it in our Alaska fund, bringing us up to $5,730. 38% of the way there.
Yes, we are so close to 50%. I can feel it.
You're gonna make it to Alaska yet.
Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, we'd appreciate it if you click that thumbs up. If you haven't already, click subscribe and hit that bell so you'll be notified when we drop our next video. And speaking of the next video, we'll see you then. How we doing, Trin? How we doing? No throwing up. just staring out the window.